Coming to you from Hollywood, California, where you can't actually touch the Hollywood sign, it's the Josh Macuga Show. Tonight's guest, director of The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened? It's Jon Schnepp. And now your host, Cheez-Its aficionado, Josh Macuga.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Josh Macuga Show. Thank you for joining us, being here with us. It's going to be a great show tonight. Before we get into it, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, at Josh Macuga. Subscribe to the channel here. Leave us some comments in the comment section below if you like the show, if you don't like the show, if you just want to tell us things, or if you're somewhere in the middle and you just want to talk about something, more than likely I'll answer, because I like talking to you guys. And follow the link over here, wherever we're going to put it, to our Patreon campaign. Help support the show. All kinds of fun prizes, gifts, maybe I'll marry you because I'm a licensed minister. Tonight, our guest, you guys know him as the editor, director, producer of The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened, creator, animator, editor of Metalocalypse, host of Collider's Heroes, and just an all-around sweaty guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Jon Schnepp.
Hey.
What's up? Thanks for being on the show, buddy.
Happy to be here, man.
I will say, meeting you and becoming friends with you through Collider and Schmoes and all that stuff, the first time I met you, I was scared to death of you. I'm not going to lie. And then
why?
I don't know. Like we're stuck in the schmoes.
Was I
room.
yelling? Who are these people?
Yeah, well, we're in that like tiny little room in the old schmoes, like
right.
phase 5.
Right.
And you walk in, you're a giant human being, and you know a bunch of stuff, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, God, this guy's kind of scary, crazy. And then because parties,
I know a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you know a bunch of stuff.
You know what? I know a bunch of stuff, dude. Better fear me. It's pretty good.
And since we've been working at Collider, talking to you about just crazy shit has been the highlights of some of my days, man. You are
cheers, man. Yo.
Wealth of information, dude. A lot of fun, and you got great stories.
Right
and
on.
we're similar. We think similar ways. We like metal music.
That's right.
We like stupid stuff. We
That's
like
right.
Vegas stories.
Yep.
Really
Dumb people make us laugh.
Dumb
yeah.
people make us laugh. Like, how does your mind work in the fact of like you Metalocalypse?
Not so well. Fragmented. I'm like a broken machine.
Because Metalocalypse there is some crazy stuff in there, and you created a ton of these characters.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. I mean, me and a good pal of mine that I met in college, Tommy Blatcha, who's an incredible talent. I mean, he's written for Conan O'Brien, done the WWF, WWE. Yeah. Then we were working on a script together, and then he met Brendan Small, and they started going to some metal shows. So they came up with the idea of doing a death metal cartoon.
Right.
He asked me to design the characters, so I designed them and made like a little music video, like 2 music videos. Brendan did like the Death Clock theme song and another song, and then those guys kind of like toured it around a little bit, like went to South by Southwest and played it in front of some people and pitched it to Adult Swim. And they just bought like 20 episodes. And so it was pretty good.
Yeah,
it was like fun. Yeah.
And they just brought you on to keep the mayhem going.
Yeah,
right?
so I directed most of season 1 and most of season 2.
Okay.
And helped come up with a bunch of crazy shit. Like did all the music videos for the concerts, and it was a lot of fun. It was like, I gotta say, doing the first 2 seasons of Metalocalypse was probably the best job I ever had, because literally we could come up with whatever we wanted. Visually, I could do whatever I wanted. It was
Adult
pretty
Swim
amazing.
didn't come in and be like, we don't really like that. They just
No, they got weird about sex.
Did
Like
they?
anytime there was like any kind of like fucking or penetration, which we tried to put in, they were like, that can't happen. But just sawing somebody's fucking head off, de-skinning someone, that's completely cool. Nudities, breast, penises, no. Yeah.
Interesting.
That was weird.
Yeah. I love The Death of Superman Lives. I mean, Superman, my dad and I, was one of the things we bonded on, and one of my favorite superheroes. Do I think they've done a great Superman movie yet? No. I think they're like they've.
You didn't like Superman 2?
Didn't love it.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just a little too. I'm too old. You're too young. Like you were like, it's not the effects, or it's too corny. Like we loved it when we were. You guys are all young. Yeah. I'm old. I'm in my 40s, close to death. But anyway, Superman 2 was cool in the 80s.
This Nic Cage one, what you were able to kind of bring out of the story, was that something that just like always stuck in your head, and this was something you need to tell, or
not really? I mean, it was one of those things that, like, if you're a nerd and you have like interests on a bunch of stuff, just like everybody in like 1997, we heard like, oh, Kevin Smith's writing a screenplay, and then Tim Burton is going to direct it, Nic Cage is going to play Superman, then it kind of disappeared.
Right.
And then some of the artwork like leaked online like in 2000. I remember seeing it looked very much like a heavy metal kind of weird outer space science fiction thing, and I was like, that looks fucking cool. And I ended up like getting a bunch of the scripts and reading those. So I was like, just for my own fun, I had like a little folder on my desktop, and like, every once in a while I'd be like, I wonder if there's any more weird Superman Live stuff. And somebody said, you should do a Kickstarter. And then another guy was like, why don't you make a documentary? And I was like, I don't make documentaries, because up until that time I just directed TV shows and animation. A couple weeks later in December, I was like, no one else is gonna fucking do this. And it still interests me. Why not try it out? Why not try it on Kickstarter? And then if people are interested, they'll I'll make the money, and then I could actually make this thing like a real film.
And then you went down this Superman Lives wormhole. I need to ask
it took
you,
like 3 years. I never knew. I was like, it'll take 7 months. I'll have it done by Comic-Con 2013. Nope. No way.
I mean, I remember when you were like, we're still editing. I was like, holy shit.
When we interviewed Kevin Smith and Tim Burton, we were broke.
Yeah.
We were completely broke.
Holy shit.
Like, we had to like borrow money to go fly out to London. It was like horrible. Like, it's literally like had zero money.
Underestimated your Kickstarter.
Yeah, no, I went broke 4 fucking times. Like, it was like horrible to like, It was like, that's why like, it's, the best thing about it is that the film was received really well, and I'm really proud of it. We sold it to Showtime. We licensed it to them.
Awesome.
But yeah, Kevin Smith, Tim Burton, those were the big gets. And then later, literally a month before we were going to premiere the movie in 2015, we got Jon Peters.
Yeah.
We had to break our entire movie apart. The film was done just without Jon Peters, so we had to rearrange it and cut all this stuff out. So it was manic, but we never got Nic Cage. We had talked to his manager, and he said, hey, he's interested in it. He's in between doing 2 films if he has time. And it was like this 1-week window. And instead of coming back to LA, he just went straight from one film to the other. So missed that opportunity. So I was bummed about that.
But he was interested. Like, it wasn't.
Last month I was at a Comic-Con, and this guy walked up to me. He was like, hey, I wanted to say I love the movie, and wanted to tell you I was an extra in this movie that Nic Cage is in. And he actually walked up to Nic Cage and said, hey, man, I was interested in that Superman Lives thing, and all I've ever seen was that photo. And Cage said to him, he said, you know what, there's this guy, Jon Schnepp, and he made this documentary, and it really dives into all the behind the scenes, what Tim and I were trying to do. I highly recommend it. It's called The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened. And it made my day. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? And this is a Marine at this Marine naval base where they were shooting this movie in Florida. And so he basically told me, like, Nic Cage has seen the film and really likes it. So I was like,
so cool.
A mission accomplished. So when I told Holly that, we were both very, very happy to hear that, because that was the one bummer for us, the big bummer. And it's like, honestly, Jon Peters is one of those people that I was like, after hearing all the artists talk about how like they negatively didn't like him, I didn't really want to pursue it. And Holly was like, we should pursue it. He's like that missing puzzle piece. And ultimately, I just like, really literally we got him by the very end of the film, and he agreed to do it, and he was amazing. I think the interview with Jon Peters is so much fun.
If you guys haven't watched Death of Superman Lives, What Happened, I've watched it 3 times on Showtime. Whenever it's on, I stop. And I hope that we never have to do a documentary about the superheroes that we're about to create.
Oh.
In a little game I'm calling I Need a Hero from Footloose.
Nice. Wait, does it go like this? I need a hero.
That's it.
Sounds like that, right?
And so what you're going to do is you're going to pick some of these superheroes I've created in here. Okay. And then you're going to create what their superpower is, maybe like their backstory.
Okay.
We'll do a few of these. Go ahead.
All right. Try not to cheat.
Host of Collider's Heroes, a man that knows his heroes.
If you want to get sweaty and nerdy, watch Collider Heroes. So this character's name is the Desk Jockey. So let's see. I would say that this guy works at his mom and dad's insurance company, but still lives in their basement. So he's like, and that's where he works, is in their basement, at a desk. He's usually naked because it's hot down there. And the parents always have to knock on the door because they're like, "Are you decent?" He's like, "I'm not decent, Mom." And he communicates with aliens.
Oh, that's a weird turn.
Yeah, but we don't know, as a viewer, we don't know if it's real or not because it's a TV show. So we never really know because he's by himself, except for when his weird parents come down and talk with him and the aliens aren't there. But when they leave him alone, these fucking little weird creatures come out from the corners. They're like, "So what's wrong, Timmy?" It's really creepy. It can get almost psychosexual. The Desk
Jockey. What's next in the superhero annals of Jon Schnepp, attorney at law?
Ooh, I have to go with it because it's spelled wrong. The Accoutant, not the Accountant.
No, wait, that's
the Accoutant.
Yeah, I forgot it.
Yeah. All right. No, that counts. So in this blockbuster series, it's on the 4th season already. The Accoutant, a guy who's a mumbling, fucked up, stupid dumbass, but yet somehow owns a multi-trillion-dollar business. Most of this series takes place on this diamond-encrusted, like cubic zirconium fucking throne world that's 150 floors up in New York, and it's just it says Billy Fibbins Accoutant, and he makes
Who plays him? Who's
who
the
plays
actor?
Billy Fibbins is Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire has decided to get into the comedy aspect of what's happening on Comedy Central. This takes place. We went a few seasons forward. Like I said, this is on the 4th season already. This is 2020, and he's really excited about the Green Lantern Corps because that comes out in 2020.
The Accoutant.
Yeah.
I'll have to throw that one away because I misspelled it. Let's do a couple more. We got.
Wait, I forgot. And his superpower is he can't take a shit. It just vaporizes. This is one of my favorite shows. It's called The Square. Now, like this is sort of like if you can imagine if the Fantastic Four were all just one dude, and he snuck on board a space shuttle that was manned by fucking robots. There's like he just thought the astronaut. He was like, I'm gonna go on a space shuttle and hang out and be weightless and shit. He didn't realize it was a fucking special mission. Flown by drones, went to the dark side of the moon, and he turned into a fucking square. So the space shuttle comes back, and there's this fleshy square. When the doors open, and it's like, help me! It doesn't even have a mouth, but he can still talk through the flesh. And so it can't walk. He's just a human square. It's already on the 2nd season, and it's really fantastic. You should watch this kind of half horror movie, half comedy. So.
I Need a Hero with Jon Schnepp. Dude, you're the best, man. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. The Accoutant really got me. The Josh Macuga Show is brought to you by Magic Hat Beer, the most magical beer on the market. Ooh. Ooh. It's magic, and it's delicious. All right, welcome back. I'm here with Jon Schnepp, host of Collider's Heroes, the director, editor, producer of Death of Superman Lives, What Happened. He almost got an interview with Nic Cage. I just want to like hang out with Nic Cage for 15 minutes and ask about like his extravagant purchases.
I would love to hang out with him and Carrot Top and the dude from Motley Crue because those dudes all hang out together.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, that is that's a sitcom or some kind of like a reality show.
That's the reality show
happen.
I would watch.
Yeah, they all hang
Real
out.
Housewives of
They hang out in
Numbnutsville.
Vegas together.
So good.
And it's like they wear like the same clothes sometimes when they go out. They're like, yo, are you wearing the red suit? Yeah, let's rock that red suit. Man, that just sounds like a party.
It does.
Waiting to be filmed.
And we were talking about Vegas last week.
Yep, that is any reality TV show producers, get the fuck on that because I will watch that.
So here on the Josh Macuga Show, I like to get to personal stuff.
Yeah,
let's talk about the personal stuff. Now I know your significant other Holly; she's absolutely wonderful. Mm-hmm. And like I said at the beginning of the interview, you're a big giant man. I'm sure when you walk into a room, you take notice. People take notice of Jon Schnepp. What was your dating life like through the years of Jon Schnepp? Was there like
it wasn't awesome in high school because number one, I was a super fucking nerd. I wore a brown sweater all the time, the same like a weird like Mr. Rogers sweater, and I was like 5'3", so I was pretty short. Yeah, all through almost all of high school, and then when I was a junior, I used to get picked on too. Yeah. So I learned karate to like defend myself, and then I grew to 6'5". So it was kind of fun to like call out the football dude who picked on me like almost my entire like elementary school and high school life, and I called him out in front of all of his dumb friends, threw my books down. I was like, hey man, let's go at it right now in front of all your dumb friends. I'll kick your fucking ass. And he had to back down.
Because you were a giant.
Well, and I knew I could kick his ass.
Karate.
Yeah, I knew I could kick his ass. The confidence part, it doesn't matter if you're giant or small. Yeah. If you are confident, you win.
You get it.
Yeah, because you're fearless. You're like, even if you get punched, you know you can punch back. Yeah. So. And not that I'm condoning violence, whatever I'm supposed to, but if you're getting bullied in high school, fuck those motherfuckers up. And then I went to, instead of going to a regular college, I went to the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, which was kind of like a very fine art school. That's really I was like, I'm going to be a painter. That's what I was like. That's what I thought.
Because chicks love painting.
Yeah, moron. No, so basically no, but I got into like all the fine art aspects of it. But I instantly kind of got into performance art.
Okay.
And that's what it was called back in like the 80s, early 90s. Doing weird stuff, but on stage, like one man weirdo shit, which is now improv. Basically.
Did you have like the awesome names of shows that you had back in the day?
Yeah, one was called Getting Kicked in the Balls and Liking It. Another one was called Open Your Mouth as Wide as Possible. And then I made a video where I just walked around Chicago and filmed people I was like, hey, open your mouth as wide as possible. And they were like, so I have a weird video of like 180 people just with their mouths open.
You're a weird dude.
Yeah, you know what, it's funny because I lived in this giant loft and I had like 8 roommates. And I would like get them to be in my videos. I'd be like, all right, this week we're shooting The Wizard of Uranus. And you are the wizard. And I just had this fucking weird giant cone. I made this, a friend of mine, Jim Federley, if you're watching, he lives here in Chicago. He's part of this weird Animal Charm duo where they do weird videos. So these motherfuckers still do that shit. Yeah. But back then I was like fucking just having fun. Like, let's make a weird science fiction film.
You know what, man? If I was living with you at the time, or I was in,
you would have been in those videos, dude.
Crazy.
You would have been totally in those videos. It would have been awesome.
Okay, we're gonna go into a section we're calling the deep end. These are some of the more personal questions you'll get in your life. We have a little randomizer wheel here.
All right.
And we're just gonna give it a little spin.
How deep are we gonna go?
And we'll see what the wheel throws up at you, Jon Schnepp. Your best celebrity encounter.
All right. My best celebrity encounter is meeting Ozzy Osbourne in 1990.
Wow.
I think it was 1991. So I was working for this music video company called H-Gun, and they had shot Nine Inch Nails' first video at my house, and then their career blew up. And they were like literally in this downtown area of Chicago, and I was living in this other loft, another like fucking messed up loft.
You killed the loft scene.
I love those lofts, yeah, with a bunch of other weirdo artists. And I went to college with them, and then their careers just blew up, and we're all broke. My rent was like $150 a month, and I could barely get that. That's how fucked up. I was like, I like hang out, I get free coffee and free alcohol, and then just like write weird poetry and fucked up shit all day, and that was my life.
You're a survivalist, man.
It was fun, but so my friends were like, oh man, they're doing these cool music videos, and they're like, they have computers over there. So I was like, hey, can I come over and use your computers at night? Because it looked cooler when I typed this shit out and had it all presentable, like in a weird font. I was like, yeah, it's from the future. And so they started hiring me to like be a PA, and since I used to do all this performance art stuff, they started asking me to act. So I acted in this Iron Maiden video, Be Quick or Be Dead.
Awesome.
And then Infectious Grooves is the band, and they had a song called Therapy, and Ozzy Osbourne was on the track singing Therapy. And they filmed it at this place and hired me to be the mad scientist. So it's me and Ozzy torturing Mike Murin, the guy from Suicidal Tendencies, who was in Infectious Grooves. So, I mean, you live here in Hollywood, you end up seeing celebrities all the time. You go to a grocery store and like, you're like, hey, there's a celebrity right there. You're not going to bother them. No, it's like, if you're smart, don't walk and be like, I love your films. They're going to be like, fuck off, I'm trying to buy a bagel,
But Ozzy, you're in the same.
That's at least you have a reason to, be like, hey man, what's up?
That was awesome. All right, we're going to go in 3 for the road. This is 3 minutes rapid fire questions. Are you ready, Jon Schnepp?
I think I am
You've
ready.
Been the best. Okay. You ever stayed friends with an ex?
No.
You ever got out of the friend zone?
Yes.
Woo. Anyone ever thrown you a surprise birthday party?
Yes.
Favorite TV show of all time?
Twin Peaks.
Wow. Do you have any tattoos?
Yes. Just this one, and it's the Dairy Association Real Seal. I got it in 1991.
What, like at a Wisconsin Cheese Dairy Festival?
No. Guy Atchison, a really amazing tattoo artist, did it, and he was kind of pissed because he was like really good at doing all these detailed, amazing kind of Giger-esque alien shit. And I was like, I just want the real tattoo because I'm a real motherfucker. And that's the only tattoo I ever got.
Are you a fan of strip clubs?
Not really, no.
Best celebrity impression? Can you do one?
Yeah, I can do a shitty Nick Nolte because that's the only one I always do it with Christian. Because Christian Harloff's so good with them, I'm always like, all right, it'll be whatever one you're doing. And Nick Nolte, look, where are my Hulk dogs? I need a drink. Where are you? Get over here. That's it. It's a horrible Nick Nolte.
When you lost your virginity, was it good?
No, it was horrible. I sucked.
Do you collect anything? Oh, you collect
So many
stuff.
things.
Jesus, so wrong.
I collect too much. Comics.
Have you ever been arrested?
Thank God, no. I almost was arrested at least 5 times.
Yeah,
I'm good at getting out of that shit.
Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Would you go to Burning Man?
You know what? It's too late. I almost went 10 years ago, but now it's just nope. There's a lottery. Y'all can fucking suck it. You know.
If you had a TV show, what would you call it?
If I had a TV show, what would I call it? 11:30.
I love it.
I don't know if it'd be 11 minutes and 30 seconds, or if it would have to air at 11:30, or I would force whoever was making it to air at 12:45. But it's called 11:30.
Are you a cuddler?
Sometimes.
Are you worried about climate change?
Yes.
If you had a hot stalker, would you be okay with that?
Medium.
Medium. 1 minute left. Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Christmas or Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Elton John or Billy Joel?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Man. All right. Fuck. That's a hard one.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Elton John. Fuck it.
You ever tried dog food?
Nope.
When you wake up, what's the first thing you check on your phone?
Oh, fucking hell. I guess I check Gmail.
30 seconds. Do you make your bed every day?
No.
Ever said the wrong name to somebody in bed?
No.
De Niro or Pacino?
De Niro.
Springsteen or Mellencamp?
Springsteen.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Best burger you've ever had?
The Shake Shack in New York.
Ever been kicked out of a bar?
Many times.
Ever been caught having sex by your parents?
Thank God no, but my roommates one time were like watching me from our skylight. Fucking assholes.
Last one, bourbon or scotch?
Bourbon.
Jon Schnepp, everybody. Johnny, thanks for being on the show, man.
Good questions, man.
That
was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, dude. Guys, check out Jon at Jon Schnepp on Twitter. Go to watch Death of Superman Lives, What Happened.
Oh, let me say, you can rent it or buy a Blu-ray if you go to www.tdoslwh.com, and that money goes directly to us filmmakers. Me and Holly, we're still in debt, so don't steal it, don't torrent it, just rent it. I think it's like $4, and you could, or if you have Showtime, you can watch that way. But definitely go to our site if you're going to rent it or buy it.
Support artists, filmmakers, painters in lofts in Chicago in the early 90s. Support them all. Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of The Josh Macuga Show. Subscribe to our channel right here. Watch every episode right here. Support our Patreon campaign right here. And you guys can comment in the YouTube section below. Leave me some awesome comments. You know I'll always respond because I love you guys. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh Macuga. And tune in every Monday for a brand new episode of The Josh Macuga Show, the greatest late night talk show anywhere.